So, can a software update really cause this much havoc? Let's speak to Dr. Junade Ali, who's a software engineer and cybersecurity expert. We're used to covering hacking stories here, which have a huge impact. Can it really be as banal as someone clicking update and that's caused this complete cascade of chaos?
Yes, unfortunately, and this has been something I personally have been warning about for a number of months now. That we've seen kind of a variety of these outages, which have built up over a number of time. You know, earlier today, we saw Joe Swinson at the Post Office Horizon IT inquiry, but also earlier this year, we've seen outages affecting credit card processing on the high street, other outages affecting healthcare systems, things like that, including policing systems. And today, of course, this outage as a result of a botched software update has caused potentially probably the largest computer outage in history. So this is particularly substantial news.
Okay, but I mean, some people will be just scratching their heads going, we're talking about a massively relied upon piece of software. Do they not do beta testing or beta testing to see whether these updates work before they unleash them?
So, unfortunately, there's been increased pressure on software engineers, particularly over the past few months, to deliver the latest features as quickly as possible. So that's played into that. Alongside, we've seen various factors like layoffs and things like that, which have played a role. At the Institution of Engineering and Technology, where I'm a fellow, I know we've been saying a lot about trying to ensure that making sure that policymakers and regulators are kind of aware that there are huge benefits that come with technology, but of course there are risks that we need to make sure that we don't lose sight of as well.
Have we got off lightly today? Because, I mean, nobody's, as far as we know, has been hurt. It's a huge amount of inconvenience. We don't yet know what the impact will be the longer this goes on. But, I mean, could this have been worse?
Definitely, this could have been something which could have been substantially worse. It seems that one of the things which we were quite lucky with is the rollout started and it impacted Australia, and it seems as if there were steps put in place to halt the rollout before it spread across the world. It seems one of the other things we've got quite lucky with is even though the way this impacted computers, it seems it was still possible to get an update out if you were able to restart the computer enough times and kind of get lucky with the process. So definitely it's something where to an extent we've been able to dodge somewhat of a bullet, but of course it's still hugely devastating, and there'll be many impacts, and we won't see the true impact of this until well after the dust has settled, if you like.
Okay, but I mean, is the moral of the story, don't have monopolies for people who either look after software or updates to software, or don't rely on computers? I know it's your business, but don't rely on computers as much as we do.
So I think the nature of computer systems, there are plenty of computer systems actually in the world. There's a substantial amount, more than people realise, that we depend on for life and death matters, which play an absolutely fundamental role in our lives, which are completely invisible to the public. More so than people realise when they go about their lives, things which are controlled often by single computer systems. So often those systems can work in a way that is dependable and reliable. We think about this around the world. We think about everything from the nuclear submarines under the world to power plants to national grid, the infrastructure which powers all our critical national infrastructure, our healthcare systems, our so much of our lives. Computers are embedded into. It's computers we often can't see, small microcontrollers which are embedded into the world. But the thing is we take measures to manage these risks. And the key thing is often the way these tragedies happen is there's often a technical cause. There'll often be some technical fault which happens, but often it's because with the software engineers will either be ignored or won't feel safe to raise the alarm and speak about issues. And then these issues snowball from minor issues into catastrophes, because then they snowball into things which end up affecting the real world and getting out of the lab. So the thing which is really critical is that we have the ability for software engineers to be be able to raise the alarm and speak about issues when they come up, and we address those issues as quickly as they happen. And when we do that, then we end up in a situation where issues like this don't happen. And key to that at the moment is making sure this pressure that software engineers currently see about to get those latest features as quickly as possible out the door, that we make sure that that doesn't impact safety and security.
Thank you very much. Cybersecurity expert Dr. Junade Ali. Now, the big question, will he, won't he?